It's me and welcome for today's video. I'm going to discuss a short literary piece from Mindanao. And before we go on with our discussions for today, I have asked some people or some persons regarding how would they react if someone sends them a letter or if someone gave them a letter. And yes, here are the reactions. Let us first watch the reactions.
How would you feel if someone sends you a letter?
I feel special.
I would feel special. Yes, of course. Well, I did not receive, but if I did, malipay.
I am happy and
I feel happy when I receive a letter.
I will be very, very happy.
okay, now that you've seen how they would react to the questions, me personally, I would definitely be happy and I would definitely feel that I'm special if someone gave me or if someone sends me a letter. But little did you know that in the story that we're going to discuss today is that the main character of the story also receives a letter from her first love. But yeah, sad to say that she was married to someone. Oops, I guess I just spilled too much tea. And okay, so without any further ado, let's discuss the story. Okay, so the literary piece that we are going to discuss today is a literary piece written by Ida Rivera Ford, which is The Love in a Cornhusk. But before that, before we go on with our discussions for today, let us first acknowledge the author of the story. Uh, we have Ida Rivera Ford. Ida Rivera Ford was born in January 29, 1929, to George Pablo Rivera and Lourdes Consonje in Hulusulu. So their family crossed to the different parts of Luzon and Visayas before she settled in Mindanao. She graduated in Silliman University as a cum laude and Bachelor of Arts in English and was the first editor of Sands and Corals, the university's literary journal. So her narratives are known to be unmannered. The story she tells was informal and serious, yet reveals them with a sense of humor. So her characters allow the readers to walk and imagine what their world is. And now let's go on with the characters. When we see characters, these are the characters that it involves in the story. So first we have Constantina Tinang Tirol. Tinang here is actually, she was haunted by her past lover, which is Amado Galuran. Amado Galuran is the one who sends Tinang a letter. And then we have Senora. Here is the former employer of Tinang. And the next one we have Tito, who is the son of Senora. And then we have the Bagobo here is the husband of Tinang. And then next is we go on with the setting. So setting, it is the atmosphere. It refers to the place or the atmosphere of where does the story happens. So in the story happens in a countryside where people indulge into agriculture to earn living. And next one is we have the Senora's house. So it is evident in the first it is evident in the first that the settings happen at the Senora's house. And then the last one is a field where corn husks were scattered. So this is the field in which Tinang here read the letter of Amado. And then next is let me read to you the summary of the story. So the story is set in a barrio. After reading the letter from her first love, Amado, Tinang learns that he still cares for her. So, but by the time, she was already married into a Bogobo and had a son with him. So the plot is incredibly straightforward, understandable, and yet realistic. So the story opens with Tinang, the main character, visiting her senora as she starts her day in a positive mood that has recently changed. So Tinang was centered between two men. The Bagobo, who is Tinang's husband, seems to be simple individual who is content with being a farmer. So Amado here, the man she loves before her marriage. So and Amado here is depicted as a tractor driver who values his future and hopes to one day pursue a career of being a mechanical engineering. So Tinang is unsure of the reasons why of Amado's abrupt departure. So even though Tinang is married to Abagobo, she continues to love Amado. So when Tinang reads the letter, her feelings for Amado comes flooding back. She begins to crying. Then she tries to remember her earliest interactions with him. So a snake comes in a scene sneaking towards her baby. Tinang fell the letter in the cornhusk without realizing it, as she ensures that her baby was not bitten by the snake. So now that I have read to you the summary of the story, now let's go on with the plot structures. So when we say plot, it is actually the most important elements of the story. So it is actually the let me translate it. So plot actually refers to the sequence of the narrative of the story. So let me discuss to you the plot structure of the story. We have first the exposition. So when we say expositions, it is where the characters and the settings are interpolated. So here the exposition is when Tinang visits her former master Senora, whom she was working before she got married to, ask some important matters about the baptisms of her baby. The rising actions is where the conflict is being introduced, and so when Tinang arrived at Senora's house, she was informed that there was a letter for her. And the next is the climax. Climax here is that Tinang discovered after reading the love letter from her first love, Amado, that she was already married to Abagobo and had a son with him. And the next is we have the following actions. So after Tinang read the Amado's letter, she just only reminisced those wonderful times when Amado was still in the farm. So, and the next one is, and the last one is we have the denouement. Denouement here is refers to the ending or the final part of the story. So the story didn't have any pleasant ending. So with Amado, for she was married to Abagobo and had a family with him. So a little green snake slithered languidly into the tall grass. So the baby lay motionless in the mat of husk, and as she widely grabbed and hugged it closed. Oh, so among the corn husks, the letter was fell unnoticed. And then, okay, so in addition to the literary elements, is we have the conflict. So the first conflict here is a man versus nature. So it is evident from the story is that the main character here encountered a serpent while reading the letter, but that is not actually the main conflict of the story. So the main principal conflict of the story is that man versus himself, and also it is very evident in the story because the main character is struggling about her decisions of whether she carries she carries on her undying affections with her former lover, or to moves forward and focuses her attention to her son. And the last one before we end this is we have theme the theme here. As I dig deeper into the internet, it says that destiny is a matter of chance. Destiny is not a matter of chance, but of choice. Well, I guess this literary piece teaches us that we have a lot of chances. We are given a lot of choices, and the thing that we must do is to discern and stand firm with the decisions we're going to make. And yes, I guess we also have to deal with the consequence after the decisions we're going to make in the future. And yes, but anyways, what is actually the real intent of the letter, and why is it that T9 is so hooked up with her past that as if she cannot let go of her first love? So now let's see, or let's also see what is inside the letter.
Dearest Tinay, hello. How is life getting along? Are you still in good condition? As for myself, the same as usual. But you're far from my side. It is not easy to be far from our lover. Tinay, do you still love me? I hope your kind and generous heart will never fade. Someday or somehow I'll be there again to fulfill our promise. Many weeks and months have elapsed. Still, I remember our bygone days, especially when I was suffering with the heat of the tractor under the heat of the sun. I was always in despair until I imagined your personal appearance coming forward, bearing the sweetest smile that enabled me to view the distant horizon. Tinay, I could not return because I found that my mother was very ill. That is why I was not able to take you as a partner of life. Please respond to my missive at once so that I know whether you still love me or not. I hope you did not love anybody except myself. I think I am going beyond the limit of your leisure hours, so I close with best wishes to you, my friend, Gunding Serafin Bundio. Yours forever, Amado.
Upon reading the story, I feel sorry for Amado for I think he is something like longing for his love for Tinay, but I guess the time wasn't allow them to be doesn't allow them for them to be together, or as what they say, walang forever.
So upon reading the letter, I feel unfair because why why now? Nganong karon pa man? What if wala nagminyo si Tinay? Nabay happy ending sa ilaha.
He's very in love with Tinay.
Sayang kay dugay iyang letter na nahatag. Dayon nanay asawa si Tinay. Bana, then na po siya anak. I think it's too late.
Nap ka na si Amado kay nagkuan pagyapon sa iya nag-care.
It's very sad that the letter was received far too late.
Nasayangan ko. Nasayangan ko because they love each other but they love at the wrong time. The wrong place.
Wala sila nagtagon. You know.
I also felt that the story is kind of sad, as you also heard the reactions. And yes, I guess Tinan here open up a new chapter in her life, and that excludes Amado from the story. And yes, I guess it simply means that they are not destined with each other, not because destiny itself decided it, but they themselves are the ones who chooses their own destinies. And yes, I guess that concludes my part for today's video, and I hope you've learned something as much as I do. And wait, I hope you've learned something as much as I did. And yes, it has a great moral lessons to each and every one of us. And I guess that's it for today's. Thank you.